All right, so you guys have seen plenty of rotator cuff drills on social media. Rotator cuff is just a group of 4 muscles that helps keep the arm bone of the humeral head properly positioned in the shoulder socket. That's the quick explanation. So a couple of rotator cuff drills that you would have seen would have been just upright internal and external rotation like this. And I'm just giving you a couple of super fast examples. External rotation like this, which of course you can't have external rotation without the eccentric phase of internal rotation. Supraspinatus raises or straight arm raises. Those are just a few of the very, very, very common and basic rotator cuff drills. Doing rotator cuff work in the absence of thoracic extension work will cause you to come across limitations. Why? Let's look at the spine, right? So you've got the cervical spine of the neck, which has got a natural arched curve to it. The thoracic spine, which is right in the middle of the shoulder blades, has got a natural kyphotic curve, or a curve like that. The lumbar spine has a very similar curvature to the cervical spine of the neck in that it's a little bit arched. So we know that life takes place in front. And a lot of folks actually are very front and pressing dominant. What does that do over time to the thoracic spine and thus the shoulder blades and thus the arm? It can drive that already rounded curve a bit more rounded. Well, as that happens, the shoulder blades have no choice but to go with it. It's not like you can round more and have the shoulder blades stay back and down. Well, what then happens to the arm bone? It goes into more internal rotation. What happens to the neck? It goes into more of a forward head posture. So here's my point. Let's just say that you've been doing all the stuff that you do in front and you decide to do a rotator cuff program. Let's just say that your static resting normal posture has become this. Well, then I'm going to be in a situation where I'm doing rotator cuff drills and I'm not extending my thoracic spine because it's become a little bit too tight. And you could be limiting external rotation because you don't have extension of the thoracic spine. So there's a couple of drills I wanted to teach you. And by the way, doing bridge work without addressing your thoracic spine is impossible. So bridge is just, my bridge isn't anything to write home about, but there's my bridge. If I'm stuck here and I'm doing all the rotator cuff work under the sun, but I'm not addressing extension, you can see how I won't get a true bridge. You can see how my neck might continue to bug me and how my rotator cuff work will be limited. So, a couple things to do. Number one, something like a table static. I'm addressing external rotation and extension here. You can rep this one out also. But one of the drills that I've found to be super critical is actually a partner stretch drill. I'll probably show you 2 of them. So, yoga block just helps keep my shoulders in external rotation. So you don't need it, but it's helpful. From there, he's going to address my T-spine directly. So I'm lengthening through my triceps and my lats, and he's actually giving me that push straight down to the ground. And if you're doing this right, you will feel that part of your thoracic spine that's always kind of like and tight start to open up, and you will buy yourself that range in external rotation so you can do bridging, throwing, and all the stuff and actually start to get more and more and more benefit out of your rotator cuff training. I hope that made sense. Thanks.